Good morning. It's time to call to order the April 24th, 2025 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. We want to welcome our new council member, Stone Cipher, to the board and looking forward to working with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I travel a lot and I'm in a lot of different airports, and the one thing I can say without equivocation is we have a wonderful facility, everything from the landscaping down to the services provided in the building. So I look forward to working with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Our first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the March 27th, 2025 Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting. Is there a motion second?
I'm feeling very cocky because I'm reelected.
Yeah. It was unanimous, sir. And the item passes.
Mark wasn't going to approve it, he was on there too, so he did.
Thank you twice.
Our next item is the director's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. A couple of things. Wanted to talk a little bit about our traffic activity for the year so far. We did see a pretty good drop in traffic in February after a pretty strong January. I think there's a couple of things going on. Of course, some uncertainty in the economy and the federal government and all the employment we have in the city. We're seeing some of that concern. For the month of March, we were down compared to last year, but not as much as we were in February, so it seems to be moderating a little bit. So we'll watch this closely, but we're just seeing some signs of some slowdown. The other thing I wanted to mention is that yesterday we had a topping out ceremony at the hangar that we're building, Hangar 4 for AAR at the airport. So what that means, of course, is that the steel erection is complete, which is a significant milestone, and they're well on their way. The project is scheduled to be complete around the end of the year, but getting that piece of the project done is important. So congratulations to our contractor, J.E. Dunn, and the other people involved. So we have a number of other items that are in the book, delinquent accounts, construction project status, and budget to actual, but I do want to just go to item E, which is the airport financial operations and financial report update, and Melissa is going to take it from there.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, Chairman and trustees. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about my team and to highlight some of our results of our financial year-end report for FY 2024. Our team handles the day-to-day operations of the trust through accounts receivable, accounts payable, purchasing, financial reporting, and budgeting. First up is Cameron Owens. He is our municipal accountant too for AR. He handles the billing for the airport. You can consider Cameron the landlord of our airport. He processes an average of 177 invoices within the first 10 days of each month to ensure our revenues are coming in. Missy Stewart is our municipal accountant 1. You can think of her as the collector. She's responsible for our deposits and collections. She processes an average of 298 monthly payments. Next up, we have Daphne Rhodes. She is our municipal accountant 2 over accounts payable. She's responsible for the ratification and trust dockets. In fact, in your trustee packet, you can see an example of her work. She does an average of 324 invoices. She processes those for approval and payment each month. Next up, we have Brandy Stevenson. She is our municipal accountant to general accountant. If we were a football team, you would consider her our equipment manager, as she has her hands in a little bit of everything. She's our backup for accounts receivable, accounts payable, and any special projects we might have. Next up is Adi Tayo Surimakam. He's our municipal accountant 3. He handles our fixed assets and our bank reconciliations. He's also a part of the group that processes our purchase orders. On average, we process 79 purchase orders each month, and he's responsible for reconciling 13 different bank accounts. Then last, we have Amber McDougall. She is our accounting manager. She helps oversees the day-to-day operations of our group and is also responsible for our projects module in Oracle. This module houses our activity of all of our active projects, or basically our CIP. Wow, what a year it's been. On April 2nd, 2024, the city, along with the Airport Trust, converted to a new financial software ERP system. Our team has had to learn to celebrate the small wins and to never give up. Our goal this year was to finalize our ACFR by March 31st. And we did. We were published with the state and the FAA on March 28th. The next day was our recovery time. This next slide represents some metrics, various metrics our division achieves. I've highlighted some of those for you as I introduced members of my team. I've also provided you this handout for you to keep. Next up is our financial report for fiscal year end June 30th, 2024. Our auditors were Allen, Gibbs, and Hulick. They issued an unmodified clean opinion, and our financial statements comply with all relevant pronouncements issued by the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. Our net position increased from $650.1 million to $673 million for FY24. Our total capital assets increased $9.3 million. This slide showcases one of our construction projects. It is our Federal Inspection Station Facility build-out. The left image is a view of the baggage claim area. The bottom middle image is a view of the Tug Road, and the top right image is a view of the queuing area inside the command and control center. Our operating expenses increased $11.7 million, along with our operating expenses increased $3.1 million. This slide shows some new information. It shows our cash on hand calculation for the recent years, as this was a request of the trustees last year. For FY24, we ended up with 1,193 days of cash. And for any additional details, I direct you to your report. The management's discussion and analysis can be found on pages 14 through 21. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
What's the goal for cash on hand? Like, what's reasonable?
We try to keep at least a minimum of 1,000 days.
Is that standard operating procedure for airports around the country, or how do we?
My guess is it would be high for airports, but I think also that we're in a position too that we've got very high rating, like the highest rating. It's not the highest bond rating that's given, but we've got the highest rating that's given for airports. And I think part of it is because of such conservative financial management and being in such a strong position.
Yeah, so typically airports are advised to keep about 600 days of cash on hand, so we far exceed that.
But one of the things that drives that factor is we don't have a bond reserve fund. And
Okay.
that is, our indenture doesn't have that. We're working on updating our indenture to modernize that. And because we don't have a bond reserve fund, the bond rating agencies want us to carry more cash, and that's another factor too in that.
It's just another one where, you look at it, and it's just like any business, but airports especially are so vulnerable to the economy that things change quickly, and now your revenues change, and the effect that has on your ability to pay your debt, ensuring that you can cover your operations as well as cover your debt. And I think the airport is just historically, it's something that happened long before any of us were involved with this, but it's continued on, and I think it's really been strong management for us. I would also just add in my appreciation to the team. I know the implementation, the finance department, along with finance staff and other parts of the city, have been involved with the implementation of the new financial system. We've had a lot of challenges with that and some challenges with one of our consultants, and I really appreciate all the staff and the work that they've done because it's put so much pressure. Typically, we would have had this in December, right, is our normal time frame, and we try to have them all finished by the end of, like the fiscal year ends in July, so by the end of December, we want to have all of those finished. This is not a fault of airports at all. It was just a matter of the situation with the financial system that we're later doing it, but still met required deadlines to get there. And I just appreciate all the extra work of staff and how much pressure it did put on them to do this. So I just really appreciate the way people have stood up. And I think too, as rating agencies all have looked at this, they haven't really been faced by this much because we have such a long history of having it done earlier and such a long history of accurately accounting for our finances. And so I really appreciate that consistency, but all the extra work that was put in during this time.
Outstanding. And in my experience, one of the things, if you want to know the strength of any company, is the old saying, you follow the money. And I'm proud to say that our organization is doing extremely well. Thanks to you guys, and it shows. And flying under the radar is a good thing, but knowing that you have that, and you have a great staff that's out there, this is outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up.
Chairman, I had one other item I wanted just to highlight. We do have in our agenda an item for you to just receive the draft budget for fiscal year 25. In front of you is a hard copy of it, of the slides, and this is just some general information. I wanted to just highlight a couple things that the cover letter discusses, and that's like the third page inside the handout. One of the things that we are anticipating for this next fiscal year is a slowdown in revenues. In fact, we've talked to our airline partners, and they're predicting a slowdown in passengers. And our revenue projection for this next fiscal year is about 7.8 million below the current fiscal year we're in. So we're definitely making some adjustments, and we will talk about this in more detail next month, but just wanted to point out the handout we have in front of you. You're welcome to take that with you and take a look at it, and we can go over it in more detail for your approval next month.
Okay. Consider it received.
Yeah. There's actually an agenda item on the agenda, but I wanted to highlight it.
Okay.
for you also. Percentage-wise,
We're at 136. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
it probably is about that. Probably about a 5% decrease. Yeah.
If-
Yeah. So obviously, whenever you adopt a budget, it's a plan, and so as things change throughout the year, of course, we make changes too, but that's what we're starting with. It may end up being financially more benefit. It may be, we may not see that kind of revenue hit, but obviously we're being cautious, so.
Yeah, gotcha.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have Oklahoma City Will Rogers International Airport.
Mr. Chairman, item A is final acceptance, Electrical Solutions of Oklahoma for the emergency generator replacement at Mike Maroney. Item B is final acceptance for Globe construction of the registry building exterior lighting at Mike Maroney Aeronautical Center. Item C is ground services agreement with Highland OKC. Item D is ground service agreement with Meridian Lot LLC. Item E is ground service agreement with MLCV Oklahoma. Item F is ratify and approve addendums 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the request for proposal on common use processes and systems and professional service agreement with AeroCloud Systems for an estimated cost of $899,176.26. Item G is Amendment 1 with Lochner for the AAR apron rehabilitation. Item H is Amendment 2 with Dewitt Construction for the runway 1735 left. Item I is Amendment 3 with Kimley Horn for the Fleet Storage Expansion Car Rental Center. Item J is Supplement 6 for the rental car concession and lease agreement with Avis Budget Rental. Item K is Supplement 6 with the airport rental car concession agreement with EAN Holdings. Item L is supplement number 6 for the rental car concession and lease agreement with TAG OKC, Dollar Rental, and Thrifty Car Rental. Item M is supplement 7 with the rental car concession lease with Hertz Corporation. Item N is change order number 1 with American Elevator for the Walkways Modernization Project. Item O is change order 5 with Downey Contracting for the Federal Inspection Services Facility build-out. Item P is approval for plans and project manual to advertise for bids, terminal building floor and replacement phase 1. Q is approved plans and project manual advertised for bids for transformers T38 and T39 Mike Maroney Aeronautical Center. Item R, resolution ratifying Director of Airports and approving professional service agreement with Frankfurt Short Bruza for the LSF cooling tower at Mike Maroney Aeronautical Center. S, resolution ratifying and approving professional services with Lochner for the design of taxiway G2. Item T, approved testing services, standing tester and engineering for quality assurance testing services associated with Hangar 4 construction management at risk services. That concludes that section.
Okay. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have Wiley Post Airport.
Mr. Chairman, item A is change order number 3 with Dewitt Construction for the widening runway 17 right, 35 left. Item B is change order number 3 with Rudy Construction, Atlantic Aviation 14 ramp replacement.
You heard the request for approval. Is there any questions? Entertain a motion in a second. And the item passes. Next up, we have Clarence C. Page Airport.
Mr. Chairman, item A is lease agreement with Richard and Betty Fleury. Item B is lease agreement with Mark Howard. Item C is lease agreement with Mark Howard. Item D is lease agreement with Gary Lake. Item E is advertised for bids for the Extend Future Hangar Development Taxi Lane.
You heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Entertain a motion in second. And the item passes. Next up, we have General.
Mr. Chairman, item A is ratify and approve addendas 1 and 2 for the on-call airport management consultant agreement with DKMG Consulting. Item B is ratify and approve award construction contract to Diversified Construction Services for miscellaneous services, repairs, and maintenance.
Okay. You heard the request for approval. Any questions? Entertain a motion and second. Take my name off of that second.
Oh, yeah. We need someone else to do it.
I got it.
Okay.
Fast fingers.
That was quick. That was quick.
And the item passes. Next up, we have easements.
Item A is easement for Southwest 104th Street. Item B is an easement for 2401 South Portland Avenue. Item C is an easement for Southwest 29th Street. Item D is an easement for 7236 Northwest Expressway. Item E is an easement for 7716 Northwest Expressway.
Okay. Further request for approval. Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have a resolution ratifying the prior approval of certain requisition payments and a resolution approving resolutions and requisition payments. Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have some items for consideration.
Yes, as mentioned previously, Mr. Chairman, so item A is to receive the Oklahoma City Department of Airports Annual Comprehensive Financial Report. Item B is to receive the proposed airport trust budget for fiscal year 25 and 26.
Okay. Can we vote on these separately?
Yes.
Okay. So you've heard the request for the first item. Is there a motion second? And the item passes. And then we would like to receive a motion second for the proposed Oklahoma City Airport Trust budget for 2025. Okay. And the item passes.
And Mr. Chairman, item C is to enter an executive session.
Okay. We will return, and at this point, we will.
Need to vote on
Do we,
that.
We'll go ahead
do we have some others?
and we'll vote on all three executive sessions.
Okay, all right. My mistake there. I didn't see them on the back page. Okay. So let us vote on all three of these executive sessions. Is there, let me see where item C is. Okay. The office to receive confidential
I can read the
communications.
items.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
Okay.
item, Mr. Chairman, we have three items for consideration to go into executive session. The first is receive confidential communication in regards to Great Horned Owls versus Oklahoma City Airport Trust. Item D is to, okay, I'm going to vote on those individually.
Yes.
Vote to enter into executive
Enter
session.
into, yeah.
Okay. So on the confidential, okay, that one
Okay.
passed.
Item D is to enter to executive session to receive confidential information regarding Judy Anderson versus Southwest Airlines and Oklahoma City Airport Trust.
Okay, is there a motion second on that? And item E?
Item E is enter into executive session, discuss potential of initiating a claim process against United States of America and the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Okay, is there a motion and second? And it passes. Okay, at this time, we'll enter into executive session and return.
We just have that one item there.
Okay. Are there any comments from trustees? Comments from staff? Anyone wishing to be heard? With that, we are adjourned.